Americans, this is called Americans Can't Unite. Here's to blame. Or sorry, here's who's to blame. I was reading the sentence below it. Not because the Republicans have moved sharply to the right, but rather because Democrats have moved sharply to the left. That's whose fault it is. God damn it.
We often talk about America as a very divided country, more.
Right. It's not. I mean, 68% of Republicans, registered Republicans, at least people who were registered as Republicans in like 2010 anyways, are for the infrastructure bill, for example, that Biden's pushing. That kind of thing. Not really that divided.
Divided than before. But how did that happen? Why are we so divided?
Because you guys rose a guy to the head of your party and won an election and tossed all your ethics out the window to get a guy who bragged about grabbing women by the pussy in office? Something like that?
And why, Debbie and I were talking about this just over the weekend, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. It seemed that there was this kind of glorious moment, and it was really no more than a moment of unity. Why can't we have that back? Who is the propeller, the engine of...
Yes. Why can't we have unity? Let me help us reach unity by singling out the other side as being completely bought and paid for and under the control of the fringe activist types and totally unsalvageable. The reason we're divided is not, it has nothing to do with me. It's the theys and the thems of the world are just too powerful and violent and horrible and disgusting. They're the ones who are causing the division, these disgusting, violent, unpatriotic, vile, yes, also Soros.
Deep divide. Well, there's a very interesting article by a guy named Kevin Drum. Now, this is a left-winger. He's a former writer for Mother Jones. And what he says is that when you look on key issues at the Democrats and the Republicans over the past 20 years, what you see is that the Republicans have barely moved. The Republicans have moved only slightly to the right. Approximately 5 points on average when you look at a range of it.
Yeah, how many points are there in like being against gay people, being able to just go into any store and be served like any other customer, for example? Like, how many points are on that scale? Is that like a 3, or and is it like 5 stars of freedom, or like 4? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the scale?
He says the Democrats, and he's talking specifically, are not about Latino Democrats or Black Democrats. He's speaking about kind of the progressive, upwardly mobile, college-educated, white liberal community.
Oh, so he's a racist. Okay, gotcha.
Dramatically more left-wing on key issues. They've moved 15 to 20 points to the left. So what he's...
Yeah, you get... And by the way, there's a checklist of how many points you are. If you're, if you were upset about, if you're upset about George Floyd, you get 1 point. If you're upset about Breonna Taylor, you get 2 points. If you're upset about, if you can name 7 unarmed black men that were killed, and the crimes that they were charged with and the warrant available, you get 3 points. What is he talking about?
Saying is that unity obviously depends. Now, unity doesn't require the two sides to have agreement on all issues, not at all. We've never had that in American history. But unity means that you have certain core issues that you do agree about, and then
like elections have consequences, and if you lose an election, you might march to show that your opinion is strong, but you don't actually charge the Capitol and try to stop the certification of votes. Like that kind of a standard, like the standard we used to have that was broken. Because there was like, when Trump got elected, there was a women's march, but they marched in the streets to show unity and push back against this idea that he could control women's bodies and the like by putting people on the Supreme Court that we knew he would put on the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, that we knew he was going to try to do, even though he pretended like he wasn't. Versus like women marching, wearing kitten hats, versus a bunch of assholes beating up cops on the steps of the Capitol, smashing windows and shitting in Nancy Pelosi's office. That kind of a standard? Which one are you talking about, you think?
Even on issues that you disagree, it is possible to find compromise, middle.
Yes, I would say listening to a speech on the mall, getting upset, marching even, but my line is storming the Capitol and attacking cops. Like I wouldn't cross. Like that's where we part ways.
Common ground, and make progress at least to some degree. And what Kevin Drum is saying is that the obstacle to that progress is coming not from the Republicans, not from the right, but from the left. And he has charts in which he looks at a series of issues.
Charts. Charts. Please put the charts up.
For example, at abortion. He says on abortion, for example, take the two most extreme positions. Abortion should never be legal, and abortion should always be legal. He says the Republican support for the extreme position, abortion should never be legal, has gone up about 2 points since 2000. So basically unchanged. Among Democrats, the most extreme view, always legal, has gone up 20 points.
What do you mean always legal? Define always legal. Like right up to the day of conception? Fuck off. You mean legal, and at a certain, to the weak numbers that most people have accepted in their particular state, plus an exemption for the health and safety of the mother. Or rape and incest, for example. That's what what do you mean always legal? You're the assholes carrying guns. Apparently you think it's okay to abort a life if it's annoying you at any point during its life. I got my 6-shot life shortener right here.
Huge change.
Huge. Define what that means. Always legal.
Laws. The conservative point of view on guns for Republicans has moved 10 points. For the liberal point of view, 20 points. He shows that.
What? Based on what? What do you mean 20 points? What is that? That's 20 points to the right, is it? I don't even know. What the fuck are you talking about?
Issue of taxes. Let's look at religion. He says among Republicans, religiosity over the past 20 years is the same. Hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. Among Democrats, it has gone down nearly 15 points. So the Democrats have become a kind of radical secularism now defines the Democratic Party. He talks about...
What do you do? Based on what? Because people have gotten away from organized religion, they become less religious. If you go to LA, tons of people don't view themselves as religious, they call themselves spiritual. Other people have become directly atheists. The fuck does this have to do with anything? Radical secularism? This is garbage. What? Show the chart. Please show me that there's a standard in this. What do you mean?
Issues like defund the police. He goes again, not only have the Democrats pivoted sharply left, they've pivoted so far left that they're leaving their own minority voters behind. The Democrats have pivoted so far left that ordinary Hispanics who might be sympathetic to Democrats on a range of issues and have voted Democratic for the most part are like, whoa, it's one thing.
Was it a 10-point whoa or like a 13-point whoa? What on the scale of whoa? How many points did this whoa get? What the fuck?
Say that we need to reform the police, but no police? Are you serious? You're taking away the money?
No, they're not. No, none of that came out. Like activists that he's talking about. He's talking basically about the people who are, getting abolished prisons, all that kind of stuff, which are in the exact same like statistical group as like abortion should never be legal under any circumstance. Women are broodmares from the state, and if a woman tries to, if a woman has a miscarriage, there needs to be a trial, right? It's the same number of people.
Very people who are going to protect our communities? Are you joking? So
yes, apparently they are. But what the fuck are you talking? What do you mean 15 points? Based on what?
What
are you talking the fuck about? Put up the charts. Who is okay, hold on one second. Kevin Drum Let's see. Kevin Drum charts. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. Let's see the politics. Let's see news. Personal announcement on the blog of my opinion. Post charts commentary. Charlie, how much do you hate the other party? Plus charts. Pfizer works. I don't know. Like that's November 9th. I don't know when he left. Again, is there okay? Maybe there's a link in the description. Maybe he actually did. Here's the nope. Son of a bitch.
Kevin Drum says here is that there's a radicalization on the left. Quote, it is not...
Well, if he says it, does he give you a scale of radicalization?
Conservatives who have turned American politics into a culture war battle. It is liberals. And he goes on to say the truth of it is that the Democratic Party has pulled far enough left that even lots of non-crazy people find us just plain scary. And this is a guy writing from the left. He's saying, I just want you to know that you Democrats are basically blowing away the middle. You're giving large numbers of Americans who are in the middle of the spectrum.
We just elected Joe Biden. He was up against Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, and he won in a trouncing, largely because of minority voters. What the fuck are you talking about? Please put the chart on the screen, you dipshit.
The middle finger. And you're going to pay for that at the ballot box. So...
Are we? You mean like last time when we beat your dude 81 to 74 million?
Oh, it's not, if I can sum up, it's not that...
Yes, please wrap this shit up. But before you do, don't show the charts you're talking about. Don't hold them up. Don't put them on screen. Don't leave a link in your description. Don't tie them. What the fuck?
Them to live in our America. But they don't want us to live in their America. And this is exactly why they're trying to silence us. They're trying to get us fired. They're trying to get us deplatformed, arrested, prosecuted. They call us domestic terrorists.
No, they don't. No one's calling you a domestic terrorist. You're a dweeb. That I think is the most violent phrase I've seen thrown your way, Dinesh. But you own it, buddy. They call us domestic terrorists. Fucko, you never leave your office.
The frightening truth is that the other side doesn't see us as fellow citizens. We might see them as fellow citizens.
Oh, do you? You do now. So you see the defund the police activists as fellow citizens. Is that the case?
I'd want live and let live, but they're not willing to live and let live. This is the root of the culture wars. And this is why I argue there has to be an escalation on our side for the simple reason that as long...
Yeah, because if we're going to be divided, let's get serious.
We are passive, they will continue to try to make us into worms. They will continue to try to get us to take a knee, if you will, before their woke orthodoxies. They demand the right to bully us, to indoctrinate our children, to make us go away, to make us submit to them. The only kind of...
Jesus, this is starting to sound like a fetish.
Political opposition that they're willing to tolerate is the kind of Romney opposition that basically makes token resistance and then gives in. This is the opposition they like. So they really want a one-party state. And their problem with...
Oh, do they? I'm sorry. Do MAGA people and Republicans want a fierce debate between liberals and conservatives? Is that what they're truly seeking? I didn't realize they were extending all these olive branches all these years, and I guess it was my mistake because they apparently had taken it was a lot of olive branches. They've extended so many olive branches that apparently they formed all those olive branches into a flagpole, put a thin blue line flag on it, and tried to shove it up a cop's ass on the Capitol steps.
Us is that we are not going to give it to them.
Okay, I was right. It was a fetish. This was something else entirely. There's something going on below the screen, and I don't need to know.